beautiful. Marilyn, I have to ask you, how did you feel, or how did the company feel creating this film? I think it essentially introduced the world to the Australian Ballet, and it's so iconic now and then. What did you feel in this moment? Did you know how big it was going to become?
Well, no, I think that's the interesting thing. Whilst we were doing it, we had no idea that it was going to be such a success. Yeah. I mean, we'd done Don Quixote with Rudy in America, so you know some of these roles we'd all done before. But it's only in hindsight, and viewing it now, and it's become such a, you know, one of the best ballet films ever. How fortunate we were. I was only a baby ballerina. I'd only just been promoted in 1969. I think the whole experience with putting a ballet to film was obviously a very big challenge and had a very low budget. I think it was $750,000. It was amazing. You know, we were in a hangar, hangar number 12 at Essendon Airport, which was just a hangar, and to be able to convert that to this amazing,
create this.
Yes, to create this.
Yeah.
And the story goes that Rudolf and Sir Robert Helpmann went down to the Vic markets to get the extras.
Wow.
And they really loved it, and they'd yell out, you know, "Olé," and clap, and they really added to it. But yes, the smell of fish after a few days, because everything was real.
Of course.
It was a bit of a worry.
So what take do you think this was? How many times do you feel like?
I think, well, this would have been the last take.
Yeah.
So we were all exhausted. Every time we did a final take was late at night, and we were all absolutely exhausted. Dame Peggy used to give us class on site in this hangar we were in, and you know, early in the morning we were, you know, up at 5 every morning and finished at 10 and got home late. And then, of course, if Rudy wasn't happy, we'd go past 10 o'clock.
It didn't matter.
We finished when I say so.
Yes.
So off we'd go again.
You say all this about Rudy, which is, you don't look like you're dancing in fear of him. It's like he brought the best out in everyone.
Well,
so how was he to work with?
He pulled us up by our bootstraps, basically. And because we toured with him in America, and when he was dancing, he watched in the wings every night the dancers, you know, and if I'd come off from doing the Queen of the Dryads, you know, he'd give me some notes, or the street dancer. He was always there. He was very, very interested in the young dancers, and he loved Australian dancers because a lot of the boys wouldn't put up with a lot of his shenanigans, and he admired us for that. It was that real Australian spirit. But the way he was, because he was such a perfectionist, you know, there was one night in America, and he came on in Act 3 to do his solo, and he stands and he takes the back leg away and in a balance before he starts the variation. Well, it didn't work, and he came off. He stomped off the stage, went to the rosin tray, the whole audience could hear this, and was in the rosin like this, came back and did it again, and then he started his solo.
Oh my goodness.
That's what he was, and because he was Nureyev, he could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all going with eyes like saucers.
Well, it certainly created an atmosphere. And I have to say, as we prepare for our season coming up in March, it's been really refreshing to refer back. And we are referring back a lot to the films. Street Dancer and Queen of the Dryads, as you did. And I think about, with Queen, as you said, that perfectionism that he had. You repeat the steps over and over and over.
Over and over and over.
Yes.
So, and the arms are very important.
Yeah.
And the breadth.
Yes.
Of that first jeté. Really big.
It sets you up for the continuation.
That's right.
Yeah.
And just the dynamics here.
These are all wonderful tips for me to head into
so
our season.
Really to make, you know, the most of the arms to the very end of the music. But you can see that head he wanted up and over, which was difficult.
Especially as you're trying to...
Yes, trying to extend the leg, etc. Yes, and so this is, and this is a cease. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a cease. So that's what it was.
It's going to be really exciting to
Yes,
see
so
again.
I think the new production of Don Quixote is going to be fantastic.
It's like a real refresh, but
yes,
it's never been done before. It's just going to be a
right.
refresh and a different take on it.
Yes, and I think those of us who are still around now will be able to look at the performances, and it'll bring back lovely memories and nostalgia.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
And be grateful and thankful that we lived through this incredible period in the company's history.